I keep saying, agriculture is the future of young people. Whether we like it or not, here in Africa, when it comes to the biggest sectors that create jobs and also contribute to our economy, it is agriculture. And so for me, as a young person who is advocating for sustainable agriculture practices here in Ghana and of course in Africa, I'm inviting all young people, especially graduates who are unemployed and are home, to take up the challenge. Go and lease a land. Go and buy a land if you can. You can do it in groups. If as an individual it's difficult for you, do it in groups. Have a proper plan, and I'm sure everybody will be excited. So I'm back to Ayensuano Lamangwase. That's where my land is, 6.3 acres. And I think about 2 months ago, we started some activities, which is the the land clearing, land preparation. There were some main big trees that we really didn't need, because what we're going to do doesn't need too much shade. Hence, we're supposed to get rid of them. And with the help of Ben, it's slow, but slow by sure, we are making progress. Now, after tedious land preparation, what next? What are some of the first crop you can plant on a land that has gone through such tedious land preparation, which is cutting down of trees, uprooting certain things and all that? Well, my brother is always here to enlighten us, so that if you just bought your land, or if you just rent a land, you know what to do. So Ben, come and join me. Let's how are you?
I'm fine.
You just harvested your maize.
Sure.
Where is the money?
Now I won't share with you now.
How did it go?
It was awesome.
Right.
We harvested a lot of maize. I wasn't even expecting that kind of yield, but thanks to Roko Nano and other gap methods that we used, we were able to have enough yield.
The yield was good, huh?
The yield was very good.
All right. After a tedious land clearing, land preparation, guys, don't mind the bush here. It's going to go down in about no time. But you are recommending that I plant maize on the entire 6.3 acres before I make progress to plant something else. Why?
Okay, so like you said,
yes.
Maize has a tendency to help remove stumps. The reason why I'm saying this is that there are chemicals that we use in maize, chemicals like nicosulfuron. You add 2,4-D to it. 2,4-D has a tendency of helping to break the stumps into powder form, and the nico as well. So when you mix these two chemicals to spray beneath your maize farm, it helps to break those stumps very well. So by the time you are done with your maize, it frees the whole place for you to do your vegetables that you want to do. Also, that is why we always say that when you plant vegetable continuously on the same piece of land, you need to plant maize to get rid of some pests and insecticides and insects.
Right.
Sorry, insects. Some pests and insects like termites and others in the soil, so that you can continue with the process of planting maybe vegetables and any kind of crops that you want to do. So that is the reason why we advise that after a tedious, there are places that you go, the land is bare, it's okay, you wouldn't have to go through the process that our sister went through.
Right.
Then that one you can start your whole project straight up. But it's also advisable that you plant maize to get rid of some of the insects and pests and termites that are in the soil, and to free the soil for vegetable production.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So maize, we have varieties, right?
Yes.
Which one and which one?
Okay, so you can plant any type of maize, but now we are in the commercial scene where you can plant. It's not like those days where we do subsistence farming, you and your family, you just plant something to chop. No, now we are thinking of going into commercial farming. And commercial farming, and the way the climate also is, we want to plant maize that when there is drought, resistant to drought maize. We have those that are 75 days germination percentage, like germination rates, as in 75 days you start harvesting. Yeah, so you can plant the hybrid ones. We have Lake, we have Legacy, we have Pioneer, we have Pana, we have Honampa, we have Obatampa, we have the hybrid ones. And then we have Abontem. So you can plant all these. And there's this new one, Caba Pride.
Hey.
It's also good. And so there are different varieties that you can plant. But if it's maize that you are planting to get rid of storms and also some insects and termites in the soil, any type of maize will do. But because we are going for we are in commercial farming now, you grow what, like my farm like this, as she was saying, I harvested a lot. If I had planted the local varieties, trust me, maybe by now I've not even harvested yet. But I planted lake and I harvested fresh because the dry ones are for the poultry farmers.
Yeah.
So I harvested fresh for the market, and it's a whole lot of cash. Yeah. Thank you very much.
So you're recommending that we plant lake, and that's is it the white one?
It's the white one.
The white one.
Yeah,
and
so
the maturity is how many days?
75 days.
75
There
days.
is a difference, and I want to explain this difference today. I always tell my farmers that if you are harvesting fresh, go in for lake or pana. But when it's the dry season, like the minor season like this, where we want to supply to the poultry farmers and others, we go for Kaba Pride, Legacy, Onampa, Abontem. The reason is that, and then you plant the yellow one. That one, we are going into the drought. So when you start harvesting, it's for the poultry farmers and also some for consumption. You will get money. But like the major season like this, and then you go and plant yellow maize, you are not going to catch fresh. You have to wait for it to dry. And when it dries, there's abundance of maize in the system. Price is low. That is one. Aside the price being low as well, when it's raining and you plant the yellow maize and others that you are leaving for the dry, I can give you a similar example on this farm that we are. They haven't been able to harvest because it's still raining. So by the time we go into the drought and you try to harvest, you will have a lot of maize getting moldy.
Okay, so these are real good tips that my brother is sharing with us. We are going for a quick breather. When we come back, we'll talk more about what time is good for me to plant maize if I want to harvest it dry, and what time is good for me to plant if I want to harvest fresh. And of course, we have 6.3 or 6.5 acres. If we are planting, how many bags or kilos of seeds do we need to fill up 1 acre? And are you able to tell us the harvest? I'm going for a quick breather. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Right, so thanks for saying. This is still the Ghanaian Farmer. We are all the way in Ayenswano, and we find ourselves back on our land. In about no time, you see me planting maize here. So Ben, before we went on breather, you were talking about what period in the season, if you want to sell maize fresh, you have to produce, and then what period if you want to sell your maize dry to poultry farmers, you have to produce. Can you give us the breakdown, then we move forward?
Okay, thank you very much. Like I was saying, we are now in the commercial world that you have to grow maize. You can grow maize anytime, depending on what you want to do. For me, and also for our viewers, what we all, and me being in the field, I also advise that during the major season, we all know that there's so much rain right from March down to, we have the June, July rains. There are intervals where that June, July, we don't experience rain. Like 2 years ago, what happened? That we were all waiting for June, July, there will be rains, but there wasn't rains. So these are because of the weather pattern, you can't predict now. But the real deal is that major season, you do the fresh maize for harvest, because there is money in fresh maize. I must be honest with you. When you do the fresh maize for harvest, then the minor season, you can do so much because we are heading towards drought, like the November, December drought to January, where you have enough sunshine to dry your maize very well.
Okay.
So that is why we always advise that during the minor season, we do more of the maize that we will supply to the poultry farmers, and then those for those that will do the seed germination, they also do maize around that time. Okay. Because when you do it around the major season, you have so much rain that you find it will be difficult for the maize to dry very well. Okay. For you. All right. Thank you very much.
So the one we are about to do, you said we have by 15th August, we have to plant our maize.
Yes.
So what are we going to harvest, fresh or dry?
We can harvest fresh.
and we also make some money.
Make a lot of money.
Okay, now let's talk about the volume of seeds that we'll be needing to fill this whole 6.3. How many seeds are we looking at?
Okay, on a reel, we use 8 kilos per acre.
Okay.
But the reason why we have the 10 kilo maize and the 5 kilo maize is that previously when you plant maize, there are animals that take some out due to 1 or 2 reasons. You have some of them not germinating.
Yeah.
So then you replace with an extra 2 kilos.
Okay.
But now we don't care about the extra 2 kilos. For us, we are just planting. When we get to a place where we see that there are so much around this area, there are so much that couldn't germinate,
right,
then we replace them. We go and buy different ones and then we replace them. But on the real, it's 8 kilos per acre.
Okay. Is maize farming profitable?
Very profitable. Fresh maize.
Really? Okay. What happens after harvesting the maize? What happens to the stock? What do we do? Because we want to do vegetables or integrated system of farming here. We'll be having a bit of nkukon kete. We'll have a bit of goats. Then we'll have a bit of fish. And then lastly, we'll have a bit of crop. So that when visitors come, they can have, different things to explore. There will be training and other things. So in this case, when we harvest the maize fresh, what do we do to the stock? And how long do we leave it here for it to rot before we come back to do?
So most people have this idea that after harvesting your maize and then the stock are just on the farm, we can as well burn it.
Yes.
But trust me, when you burn it, you are losing a lot. Now I always give this example. The stock, the maize has taken so much from the soil to form fruits for consumption. Now the stock it's a connection in forming the fruits, meaning the stock has some kind of nutrients in it. So why do you have to burn it? Cut it, let it be on the soil. It serves as mulch. It will the word should come. It will decay
into the
soil again, so that all that nutrient, all that process that it took to form the fruit for you, it will go back there. So you don't just burn the stock,
okay,
but you cut it down. It will serve as a mulch to the soil, because now the weather pattern you can't predict.
Yeah.
Like we've had rains for quite a long time now. There may be a severe drought from now to December. So if you've mulched your soil, like you have this on it,
yeah,
the sun will not hit the soil direct.
Okay.
And this will also decay and then
fertilize the soil
as well for you. So always your soil is very moist.
Right. Fall armyworm is not a Ghanaian, it's an African thing, or it could be a global thing. How do we deal with it? Because I see a lot of maize farm when I come around. If someone has fall armyworm, I'm sure it will, the wind will blow it to my side. How do you deal? Because you have been planting maize frequently. How do I deal with fall armyworm in my maize?
Okay, thank you very much. Fall armyworm, previously it used to be very difficult to deal with, because when the animals, when they come on your field and you don't deal with them immediately, in just a week they can destroy about 6 acre palm in just a week. So there are so many. The government of Ghana supplied chemicals through the agri department that we were distributing to farmers for free, and then they were spraying on the fields to get rid of some of this fall armyworm and other kind of diseases that affect crops. So it was very effective. But we have other chemicals as well. So I think that propelled other chemical companies to do extra chemicals that were in the system, and they are very effective as well. We have Away, we have Ataka Super, and others that are thriving well in the system.
But what if I want to do purely organic? I don't want any pesticide chemicals on my farm. How still do I prevent or control these things?
Okay, so there are local ways of dealing with fall armyworm.
Good.
Yeah, so we always teach our farmers about that one. We'll talk about it later.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
That one will not be too consulting.
Talk about
okay,
it.
So let me just give you.
Yes, please.
Okay. So our normal soap clean that we use in washing, the washing powder.
Yeah.
That we used to work. Now I'm teaching this because if you don't listen well and you go and do it otherwise, the soda in the maize, in the powder
soap
will react to the potassium. At the end of the day, you lose your field.
Wow.
So you have to do so. You see the teaspoon that we used to give our case medicine. Yeah. So that's just 1 teaspoon into 16 liters of knapsack, and then you spray the whole field. When you start seeing signs of the fall armyworm infestation, and then you spray, it will get rid of them. So that is the only thing that I will give for free. The other ones that are more effective.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so these are some of the practical organic ways that you can actually control or prevent fall armyworm from attacking your maize farm so that you can have the best out of the land. Now, let's also talk about the trees we have cut on the land. You know, this thing we are saying here is taking a lot of money, even though it's in bit by bit, but it's taking a lot of money. However, you said you can also make money out of the things you are getting rid of. So the trees that we've cut down versus the is it palm trees that we have cut also, how are we going to make money out of this?
Okay, so the trees that we cut down, what we did was that we sliced them into pieces where we will sell to those doing the bread factory. Bakers. We will supply them. So there are people that are even chasing me for the firewood, but because my sister is not here, I want her to be here so that we negotiate with them the pricing and everything, because at the end of the day, she is the one that owns this place and I can't do anything behind her. So what I told her was that the people, so as we are here right now, maybe from here they will come and then we will do the negotiations. And then whatever, any amount they want to sell the firewood, we just do it right here on the farm. So that is generating income, one. Now the palm that we dug out, we didn't destroy it though. It's going to be used for palm wine, and then the process will go through to akpeteshi. That's one too.
The local gene.
Something. So at the end of the day, even though you are getting rid of so much to free your land in doing a different project, you are also getting 1 or 2 stuff from it. Okay. So guys, this is a tip for everyone who has gone to buy a land purposely to do farming. Yes, it might take a lot from your pocket, but somehow if you do things right, you can also make some, you know, margins from the things you're getting rid of. Finally, what are the timelines that we are looking at between now and ending of the month? What are we looking at doing on the land before we finally start the preparation? And also, before the planting of the maize, are we going to bring tractor here, or how are we going to prep the land for the planting of the maize? So, like you see here right now, after a series of just one spraying, this weed will come down. We just brush, and then we just start planting our maize. So it's just one step to just start planting the maize. It hasn't gone so high. We spray, we wait for a week, it will go down, and then we just do some little patches, catching up over here, and then the maize planting will just proceed. So
I don't owe tractor people?
No. We wouldn't plow.
Okay, so guys, there is no need.
Yeah, about doing the vegetables.
Right.
Then we will plow. Clean the land very well, and then the vegetables. All right. The maize we can plant like that.
Right, this way. Okay, so that's it. If it's maize and you have a good agronomist who is guiding you, then you know what to do. But when you're making progress to stuff like vegetables, then of course you need to free the land and make it ready for the cultivation of your vegetables. So this is Ayenswano. I've got a lot of people reaching out to me. I want land to buy, I want land to lease. Ayenswano, so far, they are not interested in land leasing. They are interested in selling. So if you want to buy too, Ben's video is on the channel. His number is there. You can look for it, reach out to him, and he will assist you through the process that you can go through to be able to become a farm owner. I always say that yes, land is expensive for a startup farmer. However, if you want to do investment like borehole, you want to drill borehole on the land, you want to build farmhouse, you want to do other things, then Masa, you better buy, so that you have your peace of mind to do all infrastructure that you deem fit to make you comfortable. If I come here now, if you are looking for me in Accra, you'll find me unless you come to Ayenswano.
Okay, so let me use this channel as well to explain certain things to our noble customers and clients.
Right.
Now, when you want a farmland and then you purchase it, and then they feel like, oh, I've spent money in buying farmland. Hey, Ben, we are taking so much in working on the land. My sister, my brother, when you are starting anew, it's very expensive. If I tell you that my maize farm that we saw the last time over there, I spent 7,200 in just land clearing. You tell me I'm lying, but I did. And my first harvest, I've gotten profits, but not much. But the land is bare for me to work again. So when I'm working again, then as time goes on, you are reaping the investment you did. So when you buy the land, you feel like, oh, I've spent so much. And then, hey, we are going to clear the land, I have to spend again. Then they feel like, oh, we are taking money from them. I'm the type that you may feel like I'm taking money from you, but I'm doing the job for you very well. Because I don't want to go back on my word and then you feel like, oh, you are taking so much and you've not done for me. And hey, I'm spending a lot. When you are starting anew, it's expensive. But with time, you start getting the profit. This is one thing that you need to understand. When you buy the land, like 6 acres, you spend so much, like 100,000 plus in buying the land. And then you are going to build a farmhouse, another cost. You are clearing, another cost. So at the end of the day, you feel like someone is taking your money, but the money is working for you. You are not going to reap now. I spent 7,200 plus other expenses, spraying, buying maize. I bought maize like 50 kilos and it planted the whole place. 2,500. How much am I talking about? And then plus other expenses. Now I harvested, I had 35,000. If I take my expenses around 20,000, I'm getting only 15,000. But now I'm planting again because my land is still okay for me. So the next one, I'm going to gain more.
Okay.
So that is one thing that you need to understand. That when you are starting fresh, it's expensive.
Yeah.
But with time, you reap. So please, when we help you and we are helping you again work on it, don't feel like we are just taking your money. No, the money that we are taking to help you, now labor is even expensive. We are not getting the labor. Other than that, if like maybe you have the money, oh, you feel, oh, I have the money, I'll get labor. They will come and they will mess up for you. But we have to be here and see the work going on. So all these things is very tedious, but we still go through it. So please, you have to bear, have it in mind that when you are starting anew, it's expensive. But don't let anyone cheat you. We will be updating you like we used to do. We will be updating you on every step that we are going so that you know that, yes, this is what I'm spending to do this. This is what I'm spending to do this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ben. And he said it all. You see, me and him, we have been fighting back to back. Like, forget this one you are seeing on camera. Behind the scenes, me and him, we dey fight. Because let's say, it's not easy to get your land to the, place you wanted to do what you want to do. But there's so much work that needs to be done on this land. I can't imagine. You understand? So like he said, please take it easy, especially you the diasporans. Take it easy. It's hard to find genuine people like Ben and myself. Say we don't even cheat you. We don't cheat you. If you meet the wrong guys, they will cheat you and cheat you well. But we are very, plain like this. That's how it is. And that's why he would always ask that, let a family or a friend be attached to him. So whatever is happening, the person can also be witnessing and be updating you. So, yeah, Bojidi, thank you very much. This has been the Ghanaian Farmer. Just an update on what is happening on this land here in Ayensuano. I would make sure that the D-Day on, planting of the maize, everybody will take one row. So Lord will not be behind the camera. He will take one row. I'll take one row. AJ will take one row. Eric will take one row.
Sorry, you are using the hand machine. That one forget. I'll be here and you'll still be behind.
So thank you very much for staying with us, but there is more to come. And if you want to learn, like he said, his channel, his video is on the channel. Just get in touch with him and he will be great to assist you. No matter what your budget is, talk to him and he will comb around and get you what fit your budget. Until then, it's a bye for now.